love me for me.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
people fuck it up all the time. People blow up, get famous, get successful, and then like ditch their fucking wife of like 3 years.
Oh my gosh, if I was with someone before, I would never leave them. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
sometimes
saying.
like, oh, should I go back to my boyfriends before? I was like, no, they suck so
Yo,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you this story.
You'll find a good boy.
That just reminded me of something. Okay, so there's this really, really popular YouTuber that used to do like top 10 videos or whatever. But anyhow, he was like struggling and trying to make it and on YouTube, and he was very small, and you know, basically he didn't have a job. He was just doing this YouTube thing, trying to make it happen. And his girlfriend was working, going to do a 9 to 5, paying for the bills. Dude, they were in a relationship for like 4 some years. As soon as he got enough money on YouTube to like do this full time, he dumped her, moved out, and got his own place. Bro, that is the coldest shit I've ever heard in my life.
And the saddest part is that's not like a rare thing. Like that happens
all the time.
more times than not.
And what
honestly
happens too is like I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been like friends with guys or people, and they're not really getting like the hype or like the clout or like the like attention that you really want, and then they get it, and then they cheat on their girlfriends.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
I don't think it's all necessarily malicious though, and like with bad intent. And this is my philosophy on this, right? I think a lot of people who are kind of in that like mid-wage, like middle class, like lower class, like tax bracket, like people who aren't financially free and have to wake up and are slaves to their fucking jobs. It's unfortunate, but that's how most people live. 9 to 5, 6 days a week. And you're lucky if that's your life. Like most fucking people have 2 jobs and fucking slave and work at all times. So those people don't really have time to have a fucking toxic relationship. They don't really even have time to have a relationship at all. So when you're married and in that situation, it's like, okay, listen, we got to put all the bullshit aside. We're like a team, and we rely on each other to take care of our kids and to make sure we have a fucking roof over our head and we can fucking eat and pay the bills. Once you're free of that, maybe it's like, okay, like I don't really actually even really fucking love this person. It's really fucked up, but it's like people who don't have money don't really have the freedom to just at any point be like, you know what? This isn't working out. I'm going to just go buy a different house and go live. Some people don't, you know what I mean? Some people don't have that luxury. Like,
no, most people.
40-something-year-old person with 2 kids who's married to somebody who maybe they don't fuck with them.
You know what I mean? They got married when they were really young. They met them. Some people are with people like that's the only person they've ever been with. It's just like they don't even have time to divorce them.
Even a young couple, like, you know, guy and girl in their 20s that share an apartment. They can't break up. If one person moves out, they can't pay rent. They can't pay rent. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
They get stuck, so they feel stuck.
No, facts. It's like it all boils down to that. For us, we don't exist in that world. Like nothing is stopping you from breaking up with somebody. We
really do live in, like, if you think about it, our
pretend world.
It's pretend. It's not real. That's always what my business partner always tells me. He's like, Summer, you're living in a
dude.
Like,
it's important for people like us to remember shit like that. And I come from humble beginnings. So do you. It's so important to keep yourself grounded and remember shit like that, because it's important to keep a fucking perspective, a proper perspective, because most of our listeners, most of our fans, most of the people that we share a planet with live more of that life than more of our life. Like they're watching us for entertainment because we live such a fucking pretend, crazy out there life. You know what I mean?
That's why I never like take anything for granted. I have this weird thing because like I remember when I come from like nothing, so it's like I literally, when I would put gas in my car, I'm like looking for pennies. I would go up with like a little handful of coins to put gas in my car. And like anytime I see a penny or any coin, I always pick it up just because it's like, there literally could be a time that like I have to go find that. You know, it's like where nothing's promised and anyone can be up and anyone can be down. And it's like, I always just want to take nothing for granted. I love that
you said that, because it's something I lean back on too. As I get older and as I get more secure in my future and my finances and stuff, I'm finding myself being more comfortable and like, okay, like it's gonna almost be impossible for me to lose this, but I don't want that feeling, because you're right. Like at the end of the day, anything can happen. It really is true.
I'm never gonna feel comfortable. People always ask like, dude, why are you still doing YouTube? You made it, like you've been doing this for a decade. I can't quit because I did work a 9 to 5, right? Like when I started YouTube, I was 27 years old. So I had you know, 9 years of like 9 to 5, like real life job, like stuff. Like I experienced the hell of that shit. And so, dude, I don't ever want to not do this. Like, this is a goddamn dream.
No, I totally feel you. Me and Mike actually had a heart to heart. Me, Mike, and we were with our other friend, my boy Kason, makes music, good kid. You know Kason, right? Summer, yeah, great kid. We were all having a heart to heart because honestly, to be fucking real, like Mike really has been going through some shit. Like mentally, he's not been the best. He's been in a really negative fucking state of mind.
And it's going to get even worse for him because another story just came in my news feed about him. It's pretty bad.
Great. I mean, when are you releasing that? Can you just say it? Because this isn't going up until Wednesday anyways.
I mean, I haven't even looked too much into it, but dude, one of his homies back home, allegedly, I'm
really happy you brought this up. So finish, Keem, and then I'll respond.
Yeah, basically, I know nothing about this. It just came in my news feed like literally 10 minutes ago. And basically one of his homies, what I'm being told from my news team is one of his homies back home is saying that Mike stole his story and wrote a whole book about it.
Okay, so ready? You ready for this? Your story on Drama Alert is actually going to be talking about how Def Noodles is fucking earned his name Defamatory Noodles, and the person where this originated from is an absolute fraud. Mike called the kid responded to that tweet, Keem, and said, this is at 1000% Photoshop. That's not a real conversation. Like that was 1000% fabricated. 100%
so wait,
false.
The source is Def Noodles?
Well, Def Noodles reported on it, and he reported the source. Like some kid claimed he had a conversation with somebody on Instagram, and they're like, "Yeah, Mike's a fraud, this and that," and that's one of his best friends growing up.
And listen, I don't.
And Mike was on the Mike was on the phone with him today about it. And listen, I'm glad you mentioned that, Keem. I'm telling you, I bet any amount of money on it. It's fucking. You can go. Obviously, you're gonna go do your due diligence, but that's 100% a fucking false story. It's completely made up.
Well, another thing I want to stress is like when I say something comes into my news feed, I mean like I have a tip. Like I haven't researched it. I'm not saying this is true or
an
reality.
Active story that's being reported on. Like Def Noodles hard reported on it. I think he's gonna retract it soon because Mike got a hold of him, and Mike's like, dude, it's just one thing after another. But I'm glad you brought that up because it goes hand in hand with with what I was about to say. We had a heart to heart with Mike. And we were just bringing up all that stuff. Like I really like to think from time. I really appreciate the fact that I came from nothing because it gives me that perspective, that much needed perspective. Because I was thinking about it. I'm almost 30. I'm gonna have kids someday. I'm gonna have a family, and 99% of the time, my kids are gonna want for nothing. They're gonna be fucking set. They're gonna go to the best schools and have all the best shit and never fucking have to finesse their way a fresh t-shirt for school for the first day of school, or trade shoes with their homies to like keep your shit, like all the shit I had to do, or like not eat lunch for a day because you want to smoke weed with your fucking homies after school, like all that shit that I had to do growing up. And just like, you know what I mean? Like if I wanted a new Xbox, I had to come up with a way to scheme and finesse and figure out how to get a new Xbox. I had to use my brain and like figure that shit out. And I really value that because I think it made me who I am today.
Well, yeah, let me explain the problem that I deal with. You know, I have a daughter, she's 11 years old. And the thing is if she wants an Xbox or she wants anything, right, we buy it, right? So over the now that she's like 11, she's going to be 12 soon. Over the last like year, I've been really stressing on, okay, all these different chores you have to do. You're going to earn $1 because like, dude, when people do find success like this, kids get spoiled, and then you're sending them out in the world, and they don't know how to take care of themselves.
What do you mean we're surrounded by it? All these fucking like little Malibu kids who fucking one person's dad owns KFC and one. Well, that's what he's a friend of mine.
But that's why we had to break up because we don't see eye to eye. We don't see the world the same. You know what I mean?
But this is all stuff we were talking about. Me, Mike, and Kason grew up with money. And he was like, yeah, man, like, honestly, and we're all just having an open conversation. I'm not bagging on anybody, but even Kason, he's like, yeah, I know that put me at a disadvantage in certain areas. And it's not him complaining about having money. Nobody's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fucking blessed at the end of the day. Like, a lot of people have to worry about where they're going to get their next meal, and you didn't have to do that. So shut the fuck up and like figure it out.
The best analogy is like in our current society, right? if we're hungry, what do? We go to a restaurant, we go to whatever, right? But if there was an adpocalypse, right, and we had to go hunt for food, not everyone.
You mean an apocalypse, not
whatever.
I
know. It's an adpocalypse.
I'm so used to saying
he's trying to get paid off this apocalypse.
I'm so used to saying adpocalypse. That's what summer adpocalypse is when there was like bad stories going on in the news, and so like all the YouTube ads went down. But
and everyone stopped making money for a while. It was like a thing. Like adpocalypse is a real thing.
Apocalypse,
wow.
but let's say apocalypse happens, right? You know, not everyone's gonna know how to like kill a deer, cook a deer, you know, stuff like that. And that's basically what's happening with these rich people, right? Is, you know, these kids grow up, they don't know how to like take care of themselves at all, and all of a sudden they're an adult. They've been spoon fed, you know, their whole.
And I don't want the viewers, I don't want the listeners to get it twisted. This isn't like us just bitching about rich people issues. It's just, it's something to think about. It's perspective for you guys at home too, who might feel like you're not doing as well as you want to be doing. Listen, life is what you fucking make it. No matter how much there are billionaires on the planet right now that want to fucking kill themselves, that want to end their life. They're so sad and miserable and alone. And then there's people on the other side of the planet who live in fucking straw and mud huts, who dance around a fire and are so happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like, both of those people will be happy at certain points in their life and sad at certain points in their life. And like, it's all about the ride, and it's all about your perspective, and just Kason said last night, life is up 90%. It's to 10% what happens to you and 90% what you make of it. And I really do. It's a little cliche-y, little like fucking hallmarky for me, but it's legit. It's real. It's very, very real. Some of the worst things in my life that have happened to me have turned out to be the best things. And some of the things that I was so fucking sad didn't go my way.
I'm so happy
I'm so happy they didn't happen. They were the best things that 100%. Never happened.
Yo, can I change gears real quick?
Yeah, run it.
Okay, listen. All right. The COVID relief bill that went through, it was like when Trump was still in office, like right before he left, right? There was like a little clause in there saying that all the intelligence agencies, like the FBI, the CIA, like all of them have to release their files, all their files on aliens and UFOs by June 1st. And it is May 24th right now and it's about to happen. If you go to Google right now and you search UFO and you hit the news tab on Google, every mainstream media outlet is talking about this and covering UFO stuff. You know what's so weird to me? You know what's so weird to me? Well, first of all, let's not get it twisted. UFO just, it breaks down. It's an acronym for, is that the right word? Acronym? Yeah, unidentified flying object.
Unidentified flying object. So it doesn't necessarily mean aliens right off the rip. But the weirdest part about all this is nobody seems to give a fuck, because some of this information has already been leaked, and like they've already admitted, like, yeah, there's been. Yeah, the Pentagon confirmed like multiple videos to be 1,000% real of UFOs.
And everyone just cares about like some like influencer fights. What's wrong with society? Like everyone's so watered down. Like there's no substance in the world. There's no substance in music. There's no substance in anything. It's just, and like, when you do find that like rare, that's what I'm saying though. When you find the real shit, people fucking love it and it blows the fuck up. Like that's why keeping that real bravado, like it's fucking. Keeping it real is where it's at. But listen, really this is what I'm thinking. Like June 1st, like the aliens, like we find out about the aliens. They come out, they explain about the Galactic Federation. I know all this stuff. And, you know, I say alien NFTs. Banks, we will make a fucking fortune. Ricky's. Oh, no, sorry. I got a text from somebody about a UFO alien sighting, and I was dicking around on my phone. Actually texting one of them. Think about it. The NFT will be created on the day the alien life is announced to be real, and the NFT will be like a spitting image of. Listen, this is the thing with NFTs. With NFTs, it's not enough to just sell pictures on a screen anymore. It needs to have some kind of utility. It needs to be. I'm getting real deep into this shit, and I'm seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, seeing what's legit, seeing what's not legit. And this cash grabby phase of like just doing shit like that, it just doesn't work. It's not going to work. It's a cool idea though. He just shit on your idea.
No, I
but
didn't shit
cool.
on your idea.
He
Listen,
said cool, but that fucking sucks.
No, but listen.
So switching gears.
I'm balls deep in the space, and Keem is just starting to like have an interest
He's saying,
in it.
yeah, that's cool, but you don't know shit.
Keem, by the way, listen, everybody listening, I'm not a financial advisor, but we have talked a little bit about NFTs. Obviously, I'm a avid collector in CryptoPunks. I've spent a shit ton of money, enough to build a fucking brand new house, and that's not an exaggeration. I've
hold
spent a lot of fucking money.
Let me direct this at Summer Rae though, right? If you're not going to sell your booty on OnlyFans, what about your booty as an NFT?
He said your booty.
Your booty. I mean, no, the thing is, I don't know what I was going to make my NFT as, but I was going to do an NFT. But like, I feel like everyone's telling me not to because it's like the market's low right now.
No, but imagine if you could buy Summer Rae's booty, right? Like as an NFT.
I'm like, hey guys, I don't sell my body, but you can buy it as an NFT. It's so different though, like a fitness picture or something. The way I post my body or anything so different from like it's so different. Cool. There's always a way you can do stuff. Like you can do it in like a spreading your cheeks wide open type of way, and like I try to keep it very like respectful, like tasteful. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Actually, I was going to do something like. Can you imagine like a work like it's like you know the ones that like move and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's like real time of me like jumping and my butt shaking.
That's funny. That's funny. People would fuck with that too. The girls are gonna be the last to the party on this NFT shit. And that's not like a fucking like a weird.
I was gonna do it months ago, but like I haven't really found the right person.
You should just go for it. Fuck it. I can help you with it. We could talk off air about it. But no, listen, Keem, I wanted to finish. You got the market for CryptoPunks, and Keem, you're buying one today. The floor is fucking low. ETH is low right now. Go. I will help you pick out one. You're buying a CryptoPunk today. The market is great for it right now.
Okay.
Buy one. You're fucking buying one. I'm going to pick one for you to buy. I'm going to give you a few options of like solid ones to buy, and you're fucking buying one.
100%. How low are they? What's the price?
I think the floor right now is like 40K, maybe 30K, mid 30K, like nice. USD. I'm like okay, 14 ETH, which is low. Yeah, we can wrap up.
Why don't you make one?
I'm working on a project right now. It's an intricate, I've put some money into it. I got a whole team around
and it's
it.
Gonna have,
I've kind of heard about it.
And it's obviously going to have utility behind it, huh?
Yeah, no, it's going to be fully gamified. I want to put out something real. I really do love this space, and I don't want to fucking just like fucking phase banks, just buy a fucking picture of my face. Like that's fucking lame, and I'm not doing it like that. I'm either going to build something cool that people really fucking like that I can build a community around and like actually like do something with long term, or I'm not going to do it at all. I want to do it the right way. And I just want everything to be perfect. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I want to be taken seriously in the space because I love it so much. It's an opportunity for me. I don't see it as an opportunity to make money. I see it more as an opportunity for me to like attach myself to something I love. I love doing that. I did it with video games. You know what I mean? I like doing that. If I like something, I like to figure out how to be involved.
Passionate about it.
What's super important and passionate to me and Banks is seeing these tweets. Every episode we've asked you guys to send us tweets of your thoughts of the episode, and Banks always gives you guys an emoji to use so we know which episode you're talking about.
Let's run that. I do want to say first before we give you guys the emoji for this week. I'm fucking stoked, man. The feedback, me and Keem were just talking about it. Was it last night or this morning?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, dude, the feedback has been fucking awesome. And honestly, when me and you do shows on our own, people fucking love them. They seem to love them. We got to figure out the fucking titling situation because we can't just call it Banks and Keemstar every time we do that. We got to like figure out this episode appropriately will be named probably just Summer Rae. But if it's just going to be me and you, we should kind of go the YouTube route and whatever.
What if you guys name them like the emojis? Just like the emoji that you
just
guys
one
pick.
Emoji. Probably be hard. Yeah, I don't know.
That's actually a fucking good idea. Anyhow, what is the emoji that we're using?
The emoji for this week will be a peach emoji in honor of Summer Rae and her booty.
And Summer Rae, before we go, where can fans find you if someone doesn't already know?
All my ads are just Summer Rae, but it's with an O, you know? Yeah. Summer with an O. And yeah, that's like all my ads are Summer Rae.
Any final words to all the mean ex-boyfriends?
Y'all can suck my dick.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Wait, no, hold on. Keem. For the new listeners, we don't get to see comments on Spotify. We want you guys to tweet us so we can see it. The peach emoji, spam the peach emoji, and let us know how you guys thought. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode. It's the only way we get feedback. We've been loving the feedback. You guys have been loving the episodes. We fucking love you guys.
Wait, don't stop yet. Don't stop yet. Okay. There's one thing I did do. There's one thing I did do before we start this episode. I tweeted out, I'm about to do a mom's basement with Summer Rae. Any of you thirsty boys want me to put in a good word for you, let me know. And so let me go through. I'm going to pick a random person. Okay, it's Michael on Twitter. His ad is Slay UHGG. He says, Keem, help a small brother out, but in real life, I am big.
Sick. You should DM him, Summer.
I just hit him with the DM.
Thank you so much for coming on, Summer. Keemstar, I fucking love you. Great episode. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
You are the best. I love having you on the show.
You guys are the best. Thank you.